They keep saying, guys, we're heading into a recession. I'm gonna sit on the sidelines. I'm not gonna buy because I'm gonna wait for it to crash like it did in 06 and 07. All right, guys, today let's talk about housing market updates and supply and demand. All right, I've been posting quite a few homes up for sale that we've been selling lately, and I've been noticing a lot of comments from people basically saying they can't believe the prices. They feel like the homes are overpriced here in the Phoenix market, and they feel like the housing market is going to burst soon. So I figured I'd make a quick video and let's kind of talk about what is going on in our housing market, why the prices are the way that they are, what's the driving factors that's currently pushing the home prices to where they are right now, and what does it look like for the future? Are we going to have a housing market crash or a bubble that is going to burst? So I figured, again, let's talk about it today, and maybe I could shed a little bit of light on that for you guys. So our current housing market, what is driving it right now is we have what is called an extremely low supply of inventory. That is probably going to be the primary key driver, and there are a couple of other smaller drivers around that is pushing it up, but the inventory shortage is really what is pushing prices up to where they should be or need to be to basically sustain, what's called a market where buyers have a little less control than the sellers do. So, in a healthy market here in Arizona, what we typically want to see is about 100 days of supply on market. Traditionally, what we would see is anywhere from about 16,000 to maybe 21,000 active homes on the market at a given time in our market. Currently, as of this month, we're sitting around 45 to 4,800 houses actively on the market. Now, we are up a little bit. About 2 months ago, we had somewhere in about the 3,000, 3,500 range, roughly. I think we were all the way down to 3,100 active homes at one point from February to March, if I believe. And so, we are seeing a little bit of inventory creep up, which brings another topic because we have seen people say, oh, the market's about to crash, we got a little more inventory. To put things into perspective, guys, like I said, we would need in a healthy, balanced market somewhere around 18,000, 19,000 active homes on the market. We are currently at 4,500, give or take, homes at a given time. We need the inventory. We are seeing, obviously this month, the housing prices stay stable, but we're seeing homes sit on the market a little longer. We're seeing inventory come up a little bit. But that does not mean we are heading into a crash or a bubble. That is normal market conditions, especially this time of year. You got, summer months, people are going on vacation, the weather's hot, not as many people are traveling to Arizona at the moment right now. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. There's a lot of factors that take place in July that historically, usually this would be a slower time of year. Again, we're still only sitting at 4,500 to 4,800 active homes on the market. We need the inventory to even be close to a balanced market to go up almost triple where we currently are right now. I think a lot of people got used to 2, 3, 4 years ago, when we had houses that were sitting on the market 30 days, 40 days, 60 days. It wasn't uncommon to have houses sit for a month or two. That was considered a normal market. Obviously with COVID last year, we saw a massive influx. Interest rates went down. We had a lot of people relocate to Arizona, which ate up our inventory. Builders had to slow down. They couldn't build houses as fast as we needed to. Supplies, materials were able to not be manufactured on time. They slowed down basically. So now new builds are getting pushed out from 6 to 7, 8 months, all the way to a year to 14 months. So a lot of factors caused our inventory last year to completely get eaten up. Obviously less inventory, more buyers in our market, push the prices up. Now, one thing I want to note also about our current market that I think a lot of people need to understand that maybe don't understand is they keep saying, guys, we're heading into a recession. I'm going to sit on the sidelines. I'm not going to buy because I'm going to wait for it to crash like it did in 06 and 07. Here's the thing, guys. When the market crashed last time, lenders were giving out loans left and right. Basically, the lending laws weren't nearly as strict as they are right now. When people were going to refinance their houses, they were able to refinance out over 100% of their equity, leaving them in a bad position in case the market did correct slightly and drop 10-20%. They were automatically upside down. They were doing what's called stated income loans. In those days, the appraisers were able to work directly with the lenders, where the lender could have a little bit of influence on a home appraising. All things that we have learned our lessons from quite a few years later to where we are now. Again, this market looks very different. As someone who basically sells quite a bit of homes in this market, I see a lot of offers come across the table. Our brokerage sees a lot of offers come across the table. And I can tell you right now, the offers that are winning in most cases, not always, but most cases, are either going to be all cash offers. We have a lot of investors in our market paying cash for these houses right now. We have a lot of buyers that are buying in our market paying large amounts of cash. It could be from a magnitude of things. We're seeing a lot of external out-of-state buyers come in where they're selling their houses in other states where their homes were worth much more, so they have a larger amount of money to put down. However, we're also seeing a lot of local buyers buy that basically purchased a house maybe 8, 10, heck, even 5 years ago that have quite a bit of equity in their house right now. They're selling it in this current market and they have a large amount to put down on their new home. So yes, while they are paying for more, they are putting a larger amount down. What does that mean? Well, what that means is if the market does correct, which it will, every market does go up and down eventually, but if that market does correct, it's gonna drop 10, 20%, maybe 30, who knows? But the odds of more of these people being upside down on their home is gonna be not nearly the same as what it was when the last market recession we have. Reason being, again, these people are not leveraging as much money as most were back in the days when the last market crashed. Like I said, in this market, we were getting multiple offers on homes. Most offers that are getting accepted right now are going to be your cash offers, your over appraised value, where the buyer is paying that difference, which means they have a lot of equity up front. Now, let's say they purchase a house, the market softens up and it drops 10, 20%. May they be upside down from an equity standpoint? Sure. However, they're not necessarily upside down on their loan because they put such a large amount of cash down on there that, again, they're not going to be in default on a loan. Second part of that is, worst case scenario, they land themselves in a bad situation and they need to sell their house. Our inventory is so low right now. There are so many buyers out there that even if a home does go up for sale or goes to foreclosure, if it has equity in that home, it's most likely going to sell on market before it even has a chance to make it to that foreclosure auction. So I try to paint this picture for you guys because, again, I'm seeing a lot of comments about waiting for the things to burst and the market to pop, and I just want to tell you guys it's probably not going to happen for quite a while. What you really should be looking for is inventory to really flood the market right now. Again, we've gone up 1,000 houses. I know that feels like a lot when you start to see a home actually sit on the market for more than a week. Guys, that is totally normal, and we're not even close to a balanced market. Again, what a balanced market looks like here in the Arizona, we should have at least 100 days of inventory sitting on at any given time right now. We should have between 16,000 to 20,000 active homes on the market to sustain the amount of buyers that we have right now. And again, what that's probably going to do is eventually you'll see prices plateau. To be completely honest, and again, this is my personal opinion, some people may agree or some people may disagree, I don't believe we're ever going to see a recession like we saw before. I don't believe we're ever going to see housing prices, at least in my lifetime and your lifetime, drop back down to what they were. I think that was probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity when we had the market crash as bad as it did. I do think we may see a market correction probably in a year, maybe a couple years, but I also think going through the remainder of this year, we are going to continue to see prices to rise. I think we're probably going to go up another 13 to maybe 16%, because what's going to really make a difference on housing prices is, again, inventory. Until builders can catch up with the supply that we currently need right now, we're going to have a shortage of inventory. It's going to prop and hold those houses high because there's so many buyers out there looking for houses and not enough homes to go around. Again, supply and demand, as many of you guys have heard me talk about. interest rates, while interest rates remain low right now, until interest rates spike up and that basically slows down the affordability for people, you're gonna see a lot of buyers in the market right now able to afford a higher priced home because they have a cheaper interest rate. So again, that's gonna boost up their affordability. Now, if you see interest rates continue to hike up, which again, guys, low 3% interest rates, high 2% interest rates, heck, even 4% interest rates are still considered historically low. If you guys go back and look at the interest rates, back in the 90s, they were touching 15% in some points. Guys, 5, 4, 3% interest rates, it is extremely cheap. Affordability is extremely high. So I share this with those of you guys that are kind of sitting on the sidelines and just waiting and waiting. And I think you guys are losing a lot of money personally. Like I said, I think the market is going to continue to increase probably at least another 13 to 16%. We probably have at least another year, maybe 2 years worth of growth left right now. The key indicators you guys should be looking out for is you should be looking for inventory to spike. Once inventory is actually able to catch up on the market, you'll see prices level out. But again, we're still extremely short. So what does extremely short means? It means it's going to remain extremely low supply, which is going to continue to keep prices rising as more buyers enter into our market, and interest rates staying low. If we see inventory spike and we see interest rates really start to climb up and basically push out some people's affordability, then you can see that we may be headed towards into a slight market reset. But as of right now, none of those key indicators are here for the foreseeable near future right now. Obviously, this is something I keep a close eye on as we coach our clients through making the best decisions for what they're looking for. But if you're one of those people sitting back waiting for the market to tank soon, if you guys are waiting for a flood of foreclosures to hit the market, I don't think it's gonna happen. I do think we may see some foreclosures come that are gonna be in the lower 300K price point. But here's the problem, guys. We have so many buyers in that price point that even if a home does head into default, if it heads into default, the odds of that home actually hitting a foreclosure status are going to be very slim. There are still so many buyers in that sub 300K price point right now that we desperately need that inventory. In some cases, some of these foreclosures in our market to feed the need for inventory is actually needed. So hopefully that clears up some questions for you guys. And you guys see these comments of, oh my God, housing prices are high. To be honest with you guys, I think this is gonna be our new norm. Like I mentioned, the prices of where they're at right now, I think they're gonna go up probably another 15, 16, maybe 20%. Really what's gonna depend is how long it takes inventory to catch up, how long it takes interest rates to continue to, if they rise, get to the point where it slows down affordability. Until those two things do not change, one of those two, our prices are gonna continue to go up. Let's say they go up another 16, 20%. Let's say our market eventually levels out, maybe even sees a slight reset. Things really slow down. They drop 10, 20%, maybe 30%. Guys, we're gonna be right back where we are today because the market is still continuing to climb. So again, if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting, probably not the best idea. If you're holding your breath, waiting for that market to tank, a big recession to hit like it did before, I gotta tell you guys, I don't really see it coming. There's no indicators pointing to that. So hopefully that answers and clears up some questions. As always, I would love to hear some of your guys' comments. I'm always on board with some engagement, so go ahead and drop some of your comments down below in the comments section. And as always, if you guys have any other questions you guys would like me to answer, if you're curious about anything, always feel free to call, text, shoot me a DM, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys may have.